Hey Vlogalogue, how are you guys doing? I'm doing kind of okay. So this week we're talking about fear of missing out, largely in context of VidCon, and those of us who didn't get a chance to go or weren't able to. Which personally I had a bit of a thing about more this year than I had the previous year, because last year I knew I couldn't make it. It wasn't going to be in the cards for me at all. I wasn't going to be able to make it. But then I had tried and was going to try and manage to make it this year. And because I think I made it a goal to try to make it there, and then because so many things fell into place where they did that I couldn't go, it just made it that much more. It made me hate that I missed it that much more. And so seeing all the stuff, I was just like, that could have been me. Like, I could have been there. I could have met said person, could have met a lot of people. I could have done, like, who knows, lots of things and everything. But I didn't, because I didn't get to go. So this kind of sucks, and I hate it, and whatnot. Though I can say I've never really had the fear of missing out for events and such. I just kind of more have it that kind of like what Luke was talking about certain experiences, or like, why am I not in a certain place that I should be at this point in my life, or like that other people are. Like, how can, like, what did I do so differently when it doesn't seem like we did much differently, that this person is so much farther ahead in what they're trying to do with their life while I'm still like 20 steps behind, or something like that. And I think it goes to an idea of expectations, and that's kind of where fear of missing out comes from, is this idea that we have of an event or an experience or anything, and how it can change us, or it can help us, or it can hurt us, or whatever it may be. Though I don't think necessarily we think about it hurting us. We just think about the positives, or at least we only focus on the positives in that scenario of, I could have met this person and connected with them, and then that would have been great, because then all these other things would have happened and fallen into place. Or I'd be there and had a great time, and then that'd be a great memory for me to have for forever. Like, the idea, because like when I think of fear of missing out, one of the first thing, or when it was first talked about as a subject, the first thing I thought about was like, well, that's what everyone has with prom, or at least in the US, everyone has with prom. Like, it gets so ingrained in you, and like at my high school, we had a Disney senior trip that definitely, even some of the teachers and stuff, instilled this fear of missing out, that, oh, well, you didn't go, so you don't have all these memories with your friends, like, oh, poor you, sort of situation. And I was just like, that's what I immediately think of. And I think it's because of this expectation of what that's supposed to be, and like the expectation of, oh, these are going to be the best memories you're ever gonna have with those friends, is going to be how you spent prom, like with your date and your friends, or your friends, or however it went. Like, that's how you're going to remember high school, is prom, or that school trip, and like all the memories, like that last bonding thing you had with your friends was that Disney night and stuff. And I think it's the expectations of those nights and what's going to come of it that become of events and experiences and people and whatnot, that causes so much of the fear of missing out, is because you put such high expectations, and they're all like, you always plan that something's gonna go well on these nights. Like, you never plan for, and that's what you miss out. You never think to yourself like, oh, or like, even when it's happening and you're really upset about missing out on it, you're like, oh, well, at least, like, you're not thinking about the potential that people were like waiting in lines for hours for something to happen, or like someone got on a car wreck on the way there, or whatever the case may be. Like, you don't think about any of the negatives. It's, you only weigh the positives of that experience and the potential of the positives of that experience. You don't think about, well, maybe I'm not ready to go do this thing. I should just be there and be doing it because, oh my gosh, I need to have this experience, rather than really thinking about necessarily the drawbacks that could come from it. And I think that's part of the way I've been thinking about it a lot recently, because it's part of how I'm getting over my fear of missing out on a lot of things, is me being like, but so many other things, there are so many things I could be doing that could be helping me out to make that experience better when it finally does happen for me, when that door does open. Or maybe I'll find a different experience that's even better for me down the road because I'll be prepared for it then because I wouldn't be prepared for this now or something like that. And yeah, that's just kind of the way I've started to tackle it because I'm not quite at Niall's level where I just don't have it anymore. Like I still have it for some things, but I'm also not like completely I'm also not in like Luke's situation where I'm kind of like I just make sure I don't miss out or something like that. It's just I'm trying to be more in a mindset of, you know, this might be happening for someone else, or this might be happening at this time, but you know what? I'm gonna have my time at some point. It will come, and I'll probably be 10 times better prepared for it when it actually happens, and I manage to make it happen than I would be right now if it just kind of spontaneously happened to me, or whatever the case may be. And that's, yeah, so I think it just all boils down to kind of the expectations that we put on it, and the fact that we only look at the good that could come of it, or the good that could come of it, or the good of the event itself, or whatever the case may be that we're having FOMO for. So those are my thoughts, and until next week, Vlogalogue, bye.